Okay, project hand right now is I'm making a set of pallet forks for my tractor. I got the forks there for free, the actual fork itself. Bought the back plate, bought some extra steel. So what I got going on right now is this here is at a 4-degree angle, roughly. What I did is I just set a level across here until it was good here, and then took an angle till it was good there to where there was level on both planes here, and it turned out to be about 4 degrees. So I took some pieces of wood, cut a 4-degree angle, mounted it on there. So this bottom piece is ready to be welded on. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Then what I'll be able to do is take this off. We're going to cut some notches in it. Once I cut those notches in there, then the forks will actually be able to sit down in there so I can have them spaced out. This is the one that I'm kind of modeling it off of. Then what we'll be able to do is take a little bit of a bevel off this back side to just give you a little bit more space. It's about 1.25 inches between here and here up at the top. And this here from the back to here is about 1.25 inches also. So in theory, by taking off just a little bit there, it'll be good. And on the other forks over there, it's got a bevel on the back side. And this here is just tack welded all together so far. 1/4 inch wall, 1.5 by 1.5 inch square tubing. This is 6 inches wide, just regular flat stock, and it is 5/8 of an inch thick. And then this is 3-inch C-channel. So I'll just have a little bit of a gap, a bigger gap here on the back side to fill, but I'm not too worried about that. So I'm going to get this piece here welded in or tacked in. I'm just going to tack everything for now until I make sure that the forks fit on there and they slide back and forth. Plane. Okay, yeah, I'm happy with that. See, I'm worried that with too much heat, it's going to move this metal around. That's why I'm just going to do little sections. Right now, I'm just doing tacks. But everything is still the same angle. That'll be close enough. I don't know. I'm gonna want to drill a pilot hole in this. I probably. Even then, it's still gonna be too close. Maybe that first one would be too close. Okay, so I got this first one here lined up. I'm just gonna show you how I'm gonna do it with one, and then I'll just do the rest of them off camera. This one here, the 2 outside ones, I'm gonna have to just do separately, I think. Maybe, I don't know. I'll see, but I'm gonna show you this one. Okay, so that right there is essentially all I'm doing. Just drilling a hole that's as deep as I want it to, and then just trimming off the edges. So I'm gonna do that, how many more times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more times, and then I'll be back with you. Okay, so I got all those notches cut in there, 3 on this side, 3 on that side, center's about here. So what I need to do now is bevel the whole thing. What I have determined is about 3/8 of an inch here on the front side can stay, and the other little bit has to go. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do, I'm going to try at least, is I'm going to take my grinder on, I put a line down through there, I don't know if you can see it, but I'm going to put it at a slight angle, cut down through there to get majority of it off. Once I get the majority of it off, I will take the grinding disc to make it flat. What I did to figure out that 3/8 is I just stuck this piece up in there and measured what that top is at the narrowest point. Yeah, that works out. It's kind of a pain, but okay, I got that bevel on there real nice. I took the grinder wheel and made the adjustments to make sure that this flat edge is 3/8 or less. It's pretty close, but then I made sure that this was all as flat and smooth that it could be. So what I need to do now is full weld everything across here, because I won't be able to really get into this portion of it once it's tacked onto the plate. And I only have 7 of these 1/8" rods left, so I'm hoping that I should be able to finish at least this joint here with those before I have to go buy more, because this one back here I can get with it tacked onto the plate. Okay, it's been quite a bit of a jump from where I last left you. I took that bevel, ground that off. Then what I did is I finished doing some stitch welds, connecting this square tubing to the 5/8 along this side, and then along the inside here, because you're definitely not going to be able to really get to that. It's already going to be a pain trying to get down into here. You'd have no way of doing that if you were only using a MIG welder. So the stick is really the only way to go, and you're still going to waste a good 5-6 rod. So I got this thing up here. I got the forks on here. This piece C-channel's tacked, obviously. This is not. It's just sitting there right now at the correct angle. Got a couple pieces of wood underneath there to hold it. I got the forks on there. because they're going to help me space it. I did 16 inches from here to there. That'll give you enough wiggle room to shift it back and forth to slide it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to tack about probably 3 times here on the bottom, and then right around in here on both sides. I'm not going to be able to really get deep in there until you connect it to the tractor. We do 3 3/4, 4. No, we're gonna do 4. 4 inches, so 2 on either side of this. Perfect. Good. That gets X'd out. And come off here in the center. Yep. Perfect. Up. rod. Okay, got that side tacked up. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finish the other side, and then I'm going to go ahead and lay the whole thing down. That way this piece is vertical. I'll be able to then cut this at an angle to finish to where I need to be at. We'll be able to then potentially bend it to where it's not straight up, it kind of angles in and goes up that way. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to bend that or not, because that is, I think it's 3/16 thick. Ooh, that didn't go back. That'd get you plenty of space to get your fingers in there at least. Come out. I like that. It holds it plenty. That holds it up plenty. This whole thing is just going to start falling off, isn't it? We're starting to get a gap down there. We can't really do that now, can we? Nope, we cannot. Not without this whole thing just falling off and blowing out my welds. You didn't get anything on that one. Going along. Oh, my angle's like way off. Why's my angle so far off? What the hell? Oh, shit. Our angles are way off. Might be a little nicer, I guess. Okay, kaboom. That's a little bit better. I can deal with that. At this point, all the clamps should be good to come off. Everything is tacked. We can cut those tops off. That's 16 inches. Close. Close enough, at least. Okay, so off camera, I went ahead and chopped off the extras there. Cut out some pieces for here. This is just flat stock, 2 inches wide. I'm going to have one in the center and then 2 more on either side. They're not spaced out the way they should be. But what I'm going to do right now is I will tack the center, top and bottom, and then start spacing them out from the center out. And I'm not going to show that on camera because it's pretty self-explanatory. Okay, so it should be good to go. I got these cut off. It used to go straight up. I didn't show that. But it looks a lot better with it that way. So at this point, I'm ready to weld everything up completely instead of just having these tack welds. So the biggest pain that I'm going to experience is getting it down into here to connect right in here to connect these two pieces together. Just because this bar is here, so you can't really get to there. I kind of have to get the rod in there this way and then bring it down to do that. But I'll be able to get it real good on the bottom, so that should be good enough. So probably what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using probably 3/32 rod on the 3/16 material stuff. So that's everything that's probably connected to this, these pieces here, this up here, and then I'll use the 1/8 inch rod on the bigger chunks that you need some good penetration on. Haven't decided what I'm going to use down here yet. But I'll do as much as I can the way that it's sitting. Then I'll be able to roll it backwards, do some more there. And then I might even be able to take the forks off, roll it forward to lay it down, put it on the tractor to weld some more. So it's just going to be a bunch of moving everything around. Okay, so I got everything fully welded in here. Good enough. I just have to put a little tack on the back sides of these to fill in where it potentially blew out. Welds aren't perfect, but I think they will hold for what the capacity of that tractor will hold, which is about 1,000 pounds. And if it breaks, I fix it. Now what I want to do is I want to take this receiver, which I found surprisingly on the side of the road. And I want to mount it right up underneath it here like that. So I can put stuff in there and load trailers on top of other trailers, or a splitter or something that I can't just back on. However, I need to cut off one of these two sides to make this 100% flat across here, because it's got to sit flush with this. It cannot sit any prouder than this, because then it would sit past these, and if anything's on here, it'll hit that first. I like it. Jeez. Okay, one of the fail points I see right off the back is this right here, to where I put too much weight on it and it'll go tip the whole thing forward, tip the whole thing back. So if that's what happens, I'll take a piece of tubing and connect it from here to up here, or just even one of these straps and connect it together. But yeah, it sits back farther than what these do, so that's good. Won't have a problem of it getting in the way. But at this point, everything is welded completely. So now I think we're ready to paint it. Okay, we got this into a heated shop now so I can get some primer and paint on it. And that should then be about it for this. So I'll go ahead with the primer and then maybe 2 coats of paint. Okay, so I just got these back from the other garage for some paint. I put 1 coat of primer, 2 coats of paint. So now at this point, I'm going to try and break them and see if the welds hold up. Okay, this thing weighs, one of these bins weigh probably around 800-900 pounds, maybe a little less. I got a couple of these to move back up to my house, so it'll be a good trip to determine if something's gonna break. So I'll move them back and forth and then re-inspect all my welds. Okay, so I got all the bins up and it seemed to work pretty well. I don't see anywhere where any of the welds are starting to crack or break or any stress points. I've looked it over pretty good. Can't really see down in there, but I've got nothing here, so I think that we're okay. What I want to do now is give you some kind of rough measurements on the thing in case you wanted to build one yourself. So I bought that quick attach plate on Amazon. It was like 130 bucks. The rest of my steel added up roughly around 200. So I'm about 350 bucks into the thing, which isn't bad. These things sell for 1,100 bucks brand new with the forks. These were free. So it is almost 46 inches wide. And from the bottom of the C channel to the top is almost 37. From the bottom of the C channel to where it starts to bend in, right there is 2 foot. And then the distance between these two is about 10 and a half, 10 and 3/4. This here is 2 inch by 2 inch square tubing. Both of these are, and they are 3/16 thick. This is 2 inch wide flat stock that is 3/16 thick. This here is also 3/16 thick, and it was flat stock that is 6 inches wide up into here. Then I obviously beveled that. And then you know that this was 5/8 by 6. This was 3 inch C channel. And then you had the 1.5 inch piece of square tubing underneath it there. That was, I think, 1/4 of an inch. And that backer plate's 1/4 of an inch also. So I'm gonna call this a success. I think everything worked out the way that I wanted it to. This thing will be perfectly fine for what this tractor can haul. I might get into a sticky situation where if I have a skid loader or something using this, because those things will lift up about 3,000, 4,000 pounds, but I will cross that bridge when I come to it. So that's going to be the end of the video on these forks. If you have any questions, leave a comment, and I will see you on the next project.